Alright guys, here's video 2 of my free energy device. So this is my original thought, and I made my second wheel and it's just kind of sitting here, so it's cattywampus. But then I had this epiphany. I don't remember the name of the motor, but you have a reed switch here, you have a coil here, and you have magnets 90 degrees here, 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 and on the bottom, and a battery. So if you build this with those parts that I just mentioned, you connect a battery to it. The reed switch turns the coil on and off as the magnets pass it and pushes the drum or whatever you've got designed away from the coil. So I thought, my epiphany, I thought I'm going to try that, but with a twist. So I bought a 4-inch, it's actually like 4 1/8 outside diameter mailer tube, and these ends, believe it or not, are from dry roasted peanut containers. Let me show you what they come in. I get these at Sam's Club. I use them for all kinds of stuff, and this is a dry roasted peanuts, sea salt, but I use it for wood joining biscuit container. But the lids fit very well over the 4 1/8 inch mailing tube. So I should have really taken my time, but this is a fail, I'm sure, in the end. So I didn't take my time. But what I did is, there are little nubs on the lids for those dry roasted peanut containers, and I put them on the drill press to, get as close to center as I could. But it's cold, it's, New York in January, and they kind of didn't drill the way I wanted them to. But they're pretty close, and it's going to be close enough to see whether this will work or not. Friction is obviously a massive enemy, so this is a 1/4 inch dowel, and I made this out of some scrap pine that I had lying around, and I have some 1/4 inch, I don't know if you can see them, let me see if I can zoom Z on it. Those little black rings that you see in there are 1/4 inch. No, I'm sorry. Now I need to measure it, darn it. They might be 3/8. And the wind is kicking up. Okay, so my bad, they are 3/8. And these are 3/8 grommets for doing electrical work. So I drill the proper size hole in these standoffs, put the grommets in, put the dowel through that, and like I said, I really didn't take as much time as I might have should have. It's pretty close, but if I would have taken my time, this would have been nice and smooth without any wobble. But I'm going to be able to tell if this is going to work or not. There's no lube. I just kind of dry fitted everything together, and it's still pretty, what's the word, friction free, compared to a bearing or something like that. So my intent is, if this actually works, I'm going to I need to keep this centered, and anything that you put here and here to keep it centered is going to just create more friction. So what I'm thinking of is, around the perimeter of these lids, I'm going to glue some magnets, do the same thing on these pieces of wood, opposite polarity, both sides, and it's I don't want to say a magnetic bearing, but it's going to cause this to keep centered. So that's the plan anyway. So what I'm going to do to attach these lids to the mailing I'm telling you, this really sounds harebrained to me. Sorry for laughing. But what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to make this as simple and quick as possible, I'm just going to tape with some painter's tape these peanut lids to the mailing tube. I'm not this funny of a guy, but it just makes me laugh because it's almost laughable. So what I'm going to do is tape these to here to keep them from spinning off. Now my thought is I'm going to make, and darn it, I wish I could remember what they call this motor with the reed, the coil, and the magnets, because it actually does work if you have a battery to generate the pulse for the magnetic coil. Here's where the twist comes in. Being a blacksmith, a farrier, blah, 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 blah. And this is just a horseshoe, but I'm going to take a flat piece of steel. And this is kind of like just for demonstrative purposes. So I'm going to take a flat piece of probably 1 inch wide, and I'm going to shape it in the forge and on the anvil to fit over this tube. And I don't have anything to demonstrate that with, but I'll mount it down here. It'll be over here, but I'll mount it like this, and then I'm going to wrap this in copper. I've got some copper enameled wire, and I'm going to make my leads come off, and then I'm going to put a bunch of magnets around here so that as this rotates and passes through the copper, darn it, it should induce a voltage. And to make this work, it doesn't take a lot of, excuse me, I just ate, I'm a pig. It doesn't take a lot of voltage to activate the coil for the magnet. So between that, generating a voltage, the reed switch over here, the coil here, the magnets around here for the repulsion to turn this, I really want to see if I can generate enough voltage to operate the coil to create a magnet that will repulse this. Is repulse a good word? Repel? So anyway, this is just a super quick update. The Epiphany. This is, I know I talked about a cam, and after doing some soul searching, I think there's just going to be too much friction, too much weight for the size of magnets that I have. And I thought about 2 of them with a belt and set them up in time, like a car engine, so that as one magnet passed, the other one would come down just after the one that was on top and push it away, and so on. 4 magnets, 4 repelling magnets, a belt, but I think there's going to be too much friction. So yeah, like I said, I have a little bit of time on my hands that I just kind of sit around and blank stare, like that Seinfeld episode where Elaine and Putty are on the plane and he's staring at the back of the seat in front of him. So that's me. But we're going to try this, and if it actually, I know I can make the motor to work with the battery, but my desire is obviously to create enough voltage to make the coil strong enough to repel this, to push it in, it'll be that direction, I'm sure, and see if I can do this. So it'll be a little bit of work. I've got parts ordered from, of all places, Amazon, and we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to do a quick update and say, basically, I am not going to be doing that one anymore for now. But this is the one that I'm going to be working with. And if this actually works, and I'm going to take my time and make a real drum and ends and get this all nice and squared away so there's, you know, no wobble and oscillation in the drum. It'll be all nice and cool. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And I don't want to hear comments like there's got to be this one guy that goes to every single one of these kind of videos and makes a comment that says, oh, the hardest part about making a perpetual motion machine is where to hide the battery. So yeah, if that's you, take a hike. I won't cheat, I won't lie. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I will certainly tell you. So there'll be no batteries when this is the final product. We'll be back, and we're going to do the next video when I get all my parts. Initially, I just want to get I will use a battery initially just to see how it's going to work. Once that's done, then I'm going to concentrate on making a voltage from the apparatus itself. And yeah, I know thermodynamics, and you know, you can't get more than you put into it and all that. But we're going to give this a shot and see what happens. Guys, it's Friday, and it is January 12th, 2024. So you enjoy your night, and we'll be back as soon as we can. Take care now.